Hi, everybody. Whenever I was a little girl, I used to go fishing with my dad, and now as an adult and married, I go fishing with my husband sometimes, and I've never really gotten into the whole idea of fishing because the whole putting the worm on the hook thing kind of doesn't work for me. But there are some things that I did learn from watching them, and one is that you don't use the same bait to catch all fish. The other thing is, depending upon the size of the fish, depending upon the type of fish, depends upon the size line you use or the size sinker you use. There's a whole method to the madness of fishing. It's just not going out there and throwing a rod in the water. And I learned that with them. I also learned that it's not necessarily easy work. It's interesting to me that Jesus would call fishermen. He was walking along the Sea of Galilee and he saw two men who were casting their nets, and he told them, he said, hey, follow me and I'll make you fishers of men. And they immediately dropped their nets and they followed Jesus. And a little while later, he saw two more men who were cleaning their nets, and he told them the same thing. He said, hey, leave your nets, just follow me and I'll make you fishers of men. And they did that. It's interesting because Jesus has called those men into discipleship, called them to be his disciple. These men who were hardworking. And I think that there's a reason for that, because being a disciple is hard work. It's not necessarily easy work, but it is possible. But here's the thing. Jesus is still calling us to be fishers of men. He is still calling us to go out to win the lost. He's still calling us to go out and to share the gospel of Jesus Christ. So here's my question. Is your net clean? When's the last time that you've cast your net? When's the last time that you've shared the gospel of Jesus Christ? When's the last time that you've actually gone and shared the comfort of Christ? When's the last time that you've done that? Now, I know that we get busy and things go on and we are in church and we just have a whole lot of things that we're doing for God. But there's something that God continually wants to do through us as disciples of Christ, and that's to reach out to other people. If we don't reach out with the love of God, if we don't show them who Christ is, if we're bound by the four walls of our church and from Sunday to Sunday and from Wednesday to Wednesday, then are we really about what it is that God has called us to? Are we really about being a disciple of Jesus Christ? He wants us to cast our net. He doesn't want our net to be clean. He wants us to be about his business. He wants us sharing him and sharing his love with other people. That's what happened with me. Somebody shared with me the love of God. They didn't share with me the vision of hell, and I wasn't terrorized by fire and damnation, but I was won over by the love of God. Someone took their time to cast the net, and I thank God for it. So here's my challenge. Get your net dirty. What good is the net of a fisherman if it's never been cast? If it's dirty? I've never gotten dirty. If it's just pretty? What good is it to a fisherman? It's time to get our nets dirty. It's time to cast. It's time to share the gospel of Jesus Christ. It's time to share the love of God, the comfort of God. It's time to come out of our four walls. It's time to connect with people who don't go to our church, who may not look like us. It's just time. It's time to get your net dirty. This is Sabrina with your Night Nugget, just challenging you to get your net dirty. Night.